Did Trudeau get busted bringing something into India via CanForce 1? The mystery behind Canadian PM Trudeau's floundering aircraft rumor mill is spinning. Holy cow, is it ever on Twitter today, or X as they call it now? Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's official aircraft is as dysfunctional as his India policy. As in an embarrassing turn of events, Trudeau and his delegation were stranded in Delhi after his official aircraft developed a snag. They flew back today afternoon, nearly 2 days late. This after Prime Minister Narendra Modi criticized Trudeau for not acting against Khalistani elements in Canada. Canada had apparently sought a bilateral meeting for Trudeau, who was on his first visit to India since 2018, but India learned to have agreed to only pull aside. Canada recently also spent negotiations for a free trade agreement with India, and of course, his free trade agreement negotiation skills are, I wouldn't call them exactly top notch. No, not this PM. But what was happening at the airport while his plane was down? Why was it down? What's going on? And all this time we got all these gems. We got this gem here of a really awkward looking Trudeau. I mean, he's the puppet. He's the puppet that we all think he is. Look at him sitting there in his little cart, getting carted around in the airport for 2 days while he couldn't get out. And of course, nobody in India wanted him there. And we're going to get into that and reasons for that. The way you sit after your cabinet has been penetrated. I put on the Twitter or the YouTube community post a lot of really funny comments. Head on over there to the community posts. They're great. They're really great. It's a great way to reach out to the community. Go check it out. But some of the rumors out there are, was he smuggling stuff, or was there illegal substances on the plane? Trudeau busted, exclusive from CBK News. Indian drug-sniffing dogs stop plane from leaving G20, according to sources on the scene. Developing story. Does this sound real to you? Well, let's get into it. More on this, developing story, it says here. Sources. Trudeau begging Modi to keep CanForce 1 drug bust a private matter between friends. According to Indian sources, the plane's departure was stopped after drug-sniffing dogs detected a large amount of a controlled substance being loaded. Okay, what's happening? What's happening there? Again, another one. Trudeau left red-faced after drug busts. According to sources on the ground, Indian authorities prevented departure following detection of a large amount of illegal drugs on board. Someone thought they could get away with it being an official government plane. Now, this, if it sounds too fantastic, well, it probably is. I tried checking the sources, even though this is the rumor that's going around, and a lot of people are spreading this one actually at the moment. I haven't found any sources to actually support this, and this is what I do. I try to find out when the media is lying to you. And in this case, it seems like this is a whole load of crap. But of course, everybody is piling on it because they want this kind of thing to be true. Although it doesn't seem to be the case. But I thought this was a great comment. Auxiliary Input posted this on X saying, "That's not exactly what happened. The authorities boarded the plane and someone on the press contingent shouted, 'Hide the dope!' So they threw a blanket over Trudeau, and that's about where the trouble began. Oh, boom, that's a burn. But he has been having trouble the whole time while he's in India. Not very popular over there, to say the least. Global News even reporting on this, from trade to separatists. Trudeau feels heat of strained India relations. This is what's actually happening. More tweets on this. G20. In the G20, Justin Trudeau seemed to be missing. In an official statement, India called out Canada out for supporting Khalistani nexus of organized crime, drug syndicate, and human traffickers, and attacked on religious places, inciting violence against Indian community and diplomats. So this has been, something they've been very vocal about. I showed a clip was it yesterday, where this was on the news, and I didn't play the whole clip, but I'll get to a part that I didn't play the other day. If you haven't seen the entire clip, here it is.
This man, last time he came for a bilateral to India, showed up with a Khalistani in his entourage. What is going on? I mean, it's after a point, it's totally insane. You can't say it's domestic politics. You can't say he doesn't get it. You can't say that the emergency in Canada didn't happen. You were beating up truckers in Canada. You were freezing their bank accounts. I mean, what is this guy talking? Which world is he living in?
Rishabh, he's a perfect example of pseudo-liberal wokeism and how it is destroying a certain section of the West. He doesn't understand the difference between a peaceful protest and a civil unrest or an uncivil unrest with the placard of a terrorist. A terrorist who actually bombed a plane which killed a lot of Canadians. And he doesn't understand the difference between the two.
No, has he forgotten what happened in Lockerbie? I mean,
that's what I'm saying. And so, you know, when it comes to territorial integrity or sovereignty or respecting the sovereignty of a country, I don't understand where these guys lose the plot. Who has said that, you know, India is a country which has always, you know, thrived on the whole concept of democratic protest. We do not need to learn from Trudeau what that is. But the Khalistani issue that he has been propping up today, you are very right that tomorrow, see, there is no question, no chance, not an iota of possibility that a Khalistani would ever be created in Punjab or in India.
We live here, okay? Yeah. We live here, we know this. But that's just the fact on the ground, okay? There is no Khalistani movement here in India except for what the funding, and the funding isn't coming from Pakistan anymore, okay? Canada is the epicenter. But okay, so what do we do with this man?
What do we do with this man? We're asking the same thing, India, over here in Canada. What do we do with this man? And what did you guys do with him? He was stuck there for 2 days. And well, what did it turn out to be? Well, it turned out to be that this plane was just really, really old. So this aircraft, commonly used as CanForce 1, when Trudeau makes international trips, was originally ordered by Wardair, our airline, in the 1980s, and is one of 5 such civilian Airbus 310-300 airliners purchased by the Royal Canadian Air Force in the 1990s as part of this thing. So it's like, I think it's like a 40-year-old plane, and basically that's really what it came down to. It's a really old plane. It broke down. Trudeau, not very savvy on where to spend the money. He's been spending money on all kinds of things that we don't need, and all kinds of things. No money on all the things that we do need, like perhaps supporting our veterans. He's famously told a veteran that we already spend too much money on them, and then proceeded to spend more money than every single prime minister in Canadian history combined. Unbelievable. But yeah, Canada is buying new planes. The Canadian government announced in July that it signed a deal for roughly $3.6 billion of your money, and they're going to be spending it to replace the aging fleet. The new fleet includes 4 new and 5 used aircraft, which have been bought with a company in Kuwait. It is not yet clear when the new fleet will be up. But this didn't stop the rumor mill and didn't stop that. But this is Trudeau and his flying history over the past 3 years. 76 million liters of jet fuel in 3 years. The climate crisis, according to Justin Trudeau, is all about fuel and consumption of that fuel in a time where we've never had more accessibility to online streaming conversations. You can definitely just get on the old laptop and talk to these government officials anytime you like. But no, Trudeau thinks that you should just fly over there because, you know, it's more for me and not for thee. Do as I say, not as I do. And this is why I launched the ecological, not environmental t-shirt, because people, it seems, don't understand what ecology is and the environmental movement anymore. They've lost the plot. They only think it's about CO2. It's actually about a lot of things, not CO2, not one of the building blocks for life, but actually keeping our water, our air clean, all of these things, perhaps having better management in our systems and not just wastefully running around the world telling people that they need to clean up their act. But it looks like this, I don't know. I haven't heard anything to the contrary. If you have any information on this, please leave a link in the description down below. I searched everywhere. It doesn't look like there's any information on any sort of drug bust with CanForce 1, but a lot of people sharing this one out on the Twitterverse or the Xverse or whatever you're going to call it nowadays. This is the thing. But I wanted to throw this one out here, and this is a quote from, it's not actually his quote, it's actually from GS Bogal. But Chris Williamson put this out on Twitter. The press lost its monopoly on news when the internet democratized information. To save its business model, it pivoted from journalism to tribalism. The new role of the press is not to inform its readers, but to confirm what they already believe. And this is what we see in the media, and this is why a lot of people tune into this channel and why a lot of people come to this community, because they want to get a better idea of the news. Well, sometimes you can get duped by rumors that spread on the internet as well, so it's always be careful, be wary about the things that you hear, because it's not always true. Anyway, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think, and of course, we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.